And just like Freddy Krueger giving them a nightmare, as soon as you closed your eyes and slept on ENCE, guess what? They were right there. They pushed them all the way and all the way around Mirage. It will be ENCE taking this first map 16-11. Quite the showing of force here, and one that I think has everyone's pick'ems in just about a chaotic turmoil right now. And of course, to talk about pick'ems and everything therein will be Chad Burchill and Sean Gers.
Let me start by eating a nice slice of humble pie, right? Because I did not see that coming. Liquid got blown out of the water.
Yeah.
They got blown out by ENCE. Every single round Liquid won here seemed like it was a total struggle. Both of their T rounds, the gun rounds, the NAF ace and the round where Aerial flanked Palace, I felt like could have gone the other way.
Yeah, definitely so. And all the things that we outlined here as potential negatives or things working against ENCE, the stage, the pressure of being in front of the crowd, you know, the fact that Sergey was the lowest rated player for them in the Legends stage. All those things clicked, and they looked like a more confident team. They were more aggressive going for picks, and they looked better than they did throughout any of the other stages, in my opinion.
Well, you want to talk about where that confidence comes into play. We're talking about an ENCE that came out and went 19-8 in terms of opening frags, in terms of first kills within rounds. Now, that does kind of paint a picture as to pushing them around.
That connected duel, right? They were winning that time and time again, so confident just going into that part of the map and fighting. And Liquid were playing two players in there quite a lot. There was Nitro in there, Elise was in there, Stewie was taking a chance in there. So great stuff from ENCE.
Yeah, ENCE absolutely dominated middle all throughout the entire first half. The A site was just under siege time and time again. Honestly, nothing Liquid did worked.
Yeah, look, if Stewie didn't step up and get those multi-kills to bail them out several rounds, that could have been a landslide first up. This is really worrying stuff, because we spoke about their CT side being a wall. Well, Americans are usually pretty good with walls. This one crumbled.
Yeah, it did crumble. Something about funding. Anyway, look, the point is they have certainly done the unthinkable here in Map 1. Mirage going heavy-handedly in the way of ENCE Esports, the Finnish esports organization, and I guess we kind of also have to highlight some of the stuff that has gone in therein for ENCE. I mean, we're talking about a team that clicked. This is the one that we wanted to see, the version of ENCE. Now, what is it exactly that breaks them in that way, Chad?
I think that their awareness in a lot of situations was on point, right? Like, you look at that one round where they had mid-control, X7 had the AWP, and he knows Nitro's tendency when he's playing Ticket is to jump peek. To hit that shot and not only be aware of it, that in itself, those little details, ENCE, they had them covered. Now, I think that a lot of players on Liquid started very slow, right? Their CT side, you're looking at NAF with only 8 kills. Well, stats on the board right here. NAF ended up on 14. He had that amazing ace.
I mean, NAF definitely having some pivotal moments, some crucial moments that almost kept Liquid in this fight, Sean, but that wasn't enough.
I mean, he was on a heater towards the end of that match. But honestly, I think you mentioned him, X7. He had a phenomenal game, especially at that B bomb site. He was under attack a lot in that second half.
We can actually highlight that. We have one of the rounds picked out here. That worked perfectly, Sean. I don't know how you did that. But what I want to set up here is one of these rounds where all the pressure was on X7. So if you look at this right here in the middle of your screen, you have 4 players over towards the A bomb site. X7, the lone defender on the B bomb site. This is what we call being on an island. He has no help. So what I'm going to do is clear it away. We're going to fast forward the clip. Now, as you've seen here, he has a Lexi rotate over, but he has an AWP. This is a gamble round. It's going to be a B split. You can see them positioning right now for this attack. And as the play comes in, I want to draw your attention just to X7's screen, who is this guy right here. He comes up huge. When we're watching this round unfold in the green room, I'm like, what's the call? X7 get multi-kills on B and hope that we win? That's exactly what happens. They push Cat. There's no pressure. He's not mollied up from the van position, and that completely stifles this attack. That's game over. He's done everything in this round with 2 big kills, and X7 managed that time and time again. So impressive stuff from the youngster here on the stage, Trace.
Yeah, that's right. And he's ending out this year, or at least this map, with a 1.32 rating per HLTV.org. Speaks a little bit of volumes, and we do have some numbers here. We're going to line him up next to Stewie 2K. Now, a major champion, and then one, well, younger gentleman than him actually fighting for the way into what will be the majors here in the Spodek.
Yeah, I think, you know, I'm just really impressed with the impact, because for me, X7 was the player, if you were looking at a guy to replace, he would have been the first name on that list, right? If Sunny was available, he's the guy I'd be replacing him with. But right here, he's definitely shown his worth. And just under these circumstances, I'm so impressed. I thought they were going to fold and just crumble.
I mean, you do have to criticize Liquid a little bit for their timings and their pacings on that mid-B split. It happened twice where those Cat players, you know, came before the Molly hit Van. And if they just waited, you know, 3 more seconds, that round maybe plays out very differently.
And Counter-Strike, the game of timing, we can't deny it. And that is that time where we do get to hear from the ENCE side specifically. We are actually going to be treated with an interview. I think it is the coach down there with Frankie. Let's go ahead and check him out.
Twister, are you surprised with how your team are handling that massive stage?
Well, not really. I mean, I was worried about it, but I knew that they can do it. Like they can play without the pressure as well. So I was hoping for it, and it went pretty good.
But what did you do with them to alleviate that pressure? I mean, Sergey's 16.
Yeah, but we have Alu and me. We're old guys, so we just keep talking to each other, like relieving the pressure with that, like through the talk, you know, and it works with the guys.
And I think it's fair to say you absolutely dominated Liquid, particularly on your CT side. How did you prepare it?
Well, we prepared a lot. I mean, like 3 days for it. So, but then we just went to execute our game plan and stuff. Didn't work at the start on T side, but that was only because of the fast situation on the retake and, well, after plan for us. But anyways, I'm really happy. I mean, we could have done a lot more damage over there, but it doesn't matter. Win is a win.
And just quickly, of course, Mirage was your map pick, so you can prepare for that all you want. But what about Inferno?
Well, you just have to see.
Okay, and you always keep me guessing, don't you, Twister? Well, we'll have to wait and see. As you say, Twister, let's head back to the desk.
And we will see. She's exactly right, and so is he. We're going over to Inferno now, and that's where things start to heat up just a little bit. This being Liquid's map pick, there has to be something in the back pockets here.
I haven't seen them play it yet in this tournament, right? They haven't had to. They've only played Dust 2, Overpass, and Mirage. Well, Mirage they've fallen flat on. Hopefully their Inferno, you know, that CT side with so many powerful players spread across the map, they should be able to lock out ENCE. It's their worst rated map. You know, their lost win percentage.
Yeah, I will give Liquid, you know, the huge favorites. There's definitely huge favorites on Inferno without a doubt, especially how they control Banana as CTs. Sometimes we'll see 4 people go towards Banana. I don't know if ENCE is going to be ready for that because, like you said, there's not much footage on them.
Well, you want to talk about footage. How about your grounding? Where you guys were at the beginning of this series? We were all pretty much bought into the Liquid program. Are you starting to waver a little bit?
I am a little bit because this is a situation where you come in as such a huge favorite that if everybody comes in with the mindset that they are the favorite and they're only at 80%, they expect, you know, the guy next to them to be taking it at 100%, that's where it can fall apart. But this is the wake-up call, and this is where we need to see the true Liquid.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, we're about to see Liquid's home map, right? But the third map, even if ENCE falters here, this is the third map. They won six maps straight.
Yeah, ENCE looking certainly comfortable going into this second map. It's going to be Inferno, delivered by Jason Moses O'Toole and Vince Hill. ENCE Esports trying to put Liquid in the bag here, but it's only going to be one of those things where time tells the story. Make some noise, Spodek. Let's get into our second map in this first pistol round.
Well, it all comes down to this. ENCE 16 rounds away from eliminating Team Liquid far earlier than they expected here at IEM Katowice in the CSGO Major. And that would be a stunning turn of events. We'll see if they've got it in them. A little bit of a smile, and you'll have to wait and see what our Inferno has in store from the coach. And Liquid, they better have a good T side. They better look like the aggressors. They better pick it up because they did not look like a team in that first map. Now running into a stack on the rap side. Twist and Stewie gonna make it in towards Arches. It's just Sergey, but he's got his teammate. Big kill for Stewie. Alu alone at B. And Stewie's gonna try and stick around and cut off the rotations, but now he's under pressure. And now Alu can just safely dedicate himself towards this bomb site.
Yeah, it's all about buying time for Alu at this stage, and he's not necessarily got any kills, but he's able to dart away as Stewie 2K has met his fate. Liquid, 2-on-3 retake. Need this desperately. Elysian Nitro come out swinging and will hold on. Liquid pick up the pistol on their choice of an Inferno.
I like that play from ENCE though. I mean, they had 3 players coming through that choke point. It was very early on. They could have used the bomb timer to try and pick off, but why not get into that site? The bomb just got planted. You know where he's gonna be. You know the location of just one. So take this fight early when you have him pinned down, when you have the knowledge. Unfortunately, the battles just don't go their way. So Team Liquid getting off to a hot start, or at least a nice start, on their offensive side.
It's going to be a force back from ENCE, however. A couple SMGs and upgraded pistols. We saw the difference that Liquid went in when they were on the AK side of the Ts. They went for 3 AKs and 2 Galils, I believe. Now a lot more SMGs in play. Want to get up close and personal. To be careful because with Deagles, CZs, and SMGs in the side of ENCE, this could quickly get into horrible territory. Just X7 by himself.
Some fancy Deagle work. Smoke is going to put a stop to that, listening for the footsteps because he can't see a thing. He does have a smoke himself that he's going to toss out and just hope and pray that it lands in the right spot. It's not bad, but doesn't help him a whole lot as he tries to make the run. Liquid not going to commit to anything, though. Bomb still down at the base of T-ramp. That has pulled Alu and Alexi away from an A-site stack. And more delay tactics with these smokes. Still 2 remaining for ENCE. One just used the bomb site of B, and now Aerial, the only one left. But that B smoke, ENCE knows, would bring the clock down very low if Liquid were there, so just stacking towards 4 players. Another great read from ENCE, and another dangerous scenario for Liquid.
And they've rolled the dice. Is it going to come good for ENCE? 27 seconds remain, and it's a complete massacre. It's all the way up the fins. Stewie 2K in a 1-on-3 with 20 seconds, and he goes the same way, straight down. ENCE instantly bounced back.
That is such a great round, and again, those smokes in those second rounds so deadly and perfectly timed in hauls. If that player can get out with his vision, he can so much easier help his teammates get into the site. But what a crushing round. Doesn't even look like a whole lot of communication going back and forth for Team Liquid. They just get obliterated. 4 players at so many different angles, so many crossfires set up. ENCE respond immediately.
We saw how flat Liquid were on their T side of Mirage. This is where they're going to get tested early on. Alu takes a bit of damage on mid, but it is information gathered. And with the smoke in the eyes of Liquid, they can't really push behind this. I may think about it out of Boiler, but if Nitro goes out, he should be a dead man. There's got 2 players looking at that location.
Surga had such a good first map as well. He came alive in this quarterfinal on Mirage. Quiet, as the desk said, lowest rated player for ENCE throughout the Legend stage. Well, he showed up big on Mirage. Might have a chance again here to deliver a stunning series.
Another smoke in the eye is going to stall them further yet. Bit of an oblivious play for Liquid, staring into the very real possibility of a 2-1 scoreline. X7 finds Nafly, drills him on the approach. Now Stewie from the back could very well get a couple kills in. Does get both X7 and Lexi. No one watching construction. That's going to be a bomb plant more than likely.
They had no idea he snuck by again. Stewie, such an uncanny ability to turn rounds into his favor. And now a 2-on-3, still going to be desperate, still going to be difficult. Twist only has the CZ, but Stewie to hold off initially with the AUG.
This kill could make or break the round. If Stewie can hold on with a solid amount of health behind him, this is doable. They're going to run out 1 by 1. That is the worst case scenario for ENCE. You do not want to test Stewie. He will punish you. The flashbang's not quite on point. And Alu and Aerial will hold on. They will get the retake in effect.
Yeah, Stewie did everything you could. 3 kills, the open up the bomb site, the plant as well, economic damage, which is going to be nice for Team Liquid moving forward. Not able to convert. Yeah, that flashbang doesn't blind him whatsoever. Great trigger discipline, and obviously just an easy one in X7 who's already damaged. This was nice, and obviously the return follow-up. The one good thing about that second player staying back is it just applies so much pressure. Stewie can never turn around to help Twist. 2-1 in the op out in Alu's hands, and the double op setup on Mirage was brutal, and we've seen it have so much impact on the CT side here of Inferno. If that comes out for ENCE, it'll be really interesting to see if Liquid can actually manage it, because they couldn't on Mirage.
Bit of flirtation in middle. Alu's not going to bite down on that, though. Especially against pistols, could be walking into a trap. Just 2 flashes to play with for Liquid, so they're going to pretty much go ahead right now into the arms of Alexi B, and X7's there again. MP9, double spray, more of the same. Liquid being fended off, and a mid-air X7 with the MP9 will pick up a 3rd. Money in the bank for ENCE.
One to 3, Liquid gonna bring out AK-47s, all the utility as well they could possibly want. What a shocking turn of events, not only losing the first map, but then winning the pistol and being responded. Liquid just repeatedly getting punched in the face, and they have not responded well to this kind of resistance from ENCE. Stewie at the base of Banana, but not gonna make any presence known. So many players in alt mid coming up. There's the wait, the patience, the shot from Alu. Alish goes down. Surga here to defend next. Gives up his position, but he's got one. Important trade for Twist, and Aerial lets him know that he's in mid as well.
The bomb also out in the open, so Aerial knows they're going to have to come and retrieve that. Twist threads the eye of the needle, though. Finds Aerial. Takes some of the pressure away from the A side. Now they can capitalize on that, smoking Alexi B out. The bomb should be getting planted momentarily on default. Does open business up on app side. Pit, it's such a dangerous position to retake from now.
They're going to have to be very patient, though. X7 is on such a huge flank because he has to close the gap with his SMG, and I don't even know if he can afford to walk this long. Bomb Timer is about to reach the halfway point. I think they might be setting up to get some exit kills to take all the guns away for Liquid, even in a victory. Now he's close, but the rifles aren't going to do anything. X7 searching for Stewie. Here's these footsteps. Alu's in mid as well. There goes Twist. Naf's got to be careful. All of a sudden, they're going to go for this. They're close enough now, and they've done it. Liquid just have no clue what's happening on the map, and they are not comfortable. And ENCE is going to get their fourth. Some kind of a miraculous retake. I don't even think they wanted to go for it, but they seized the moment when it's presented to them.
Yeah, as soon as X7 gets that kill on Apps and Alu finds Stewie 2K, it's done.
I think X7 must have said, Stewie's running away already. They don't think we're going for this, and he's so advanced. A free kill. And we are witnessing a huge collapse of one of the best teams in the world in these quarterfinals. The pressure getting to them way more than it is to the rookies.
Absolutely. If you knew nothing about Counter-Strike coming into this, you'd assume that ENCE were the veterans. You'd assume they were the second best team in the world. Liquid have looked utterly out of their depth.
Which is just absolutely crazy. I mean, it's so crazy because you want to talk about the positives. You like the play that Twist makes, getting up mid, be the aggressor in lane, even with the bomb, finding a kill and just getting essentially a free plant because there was no one in pit, no one in the bomb site. But just the sheer miscommunication and collapse on holding the bomb plant when your back's against the wall in the major playoffs is disgusting.
Right, am I missing something here? Alexi B only has a P250 and $6,000.
They might be thinking that Liquid is not going to be buying in this round and he's just saving something, or I couldn't tell you, to be honest. Maybe he forgot to buy. Let's drop, yeah. We'll see. It could be a bit of a punish. A split towards this B bomb site. Here we go. Can Alu get in position? They could go right at the pistol. Alu's caught. There's the shot. Elise surely gets this. Alu almost gets the follow-up shot, which would have been insanity. Now an angle deep into this A bomb site for over a minute. And the whole map is available to Team Liquid.
Absolutely. And Alexi B, who was playing the sweeper role around CT spawn, couldn't really afford to go back in with just a P250 to his name. So now all the pressure is on both Aerial, who's just been destroyed, dismantled by Elise, and Sergey finds himself the headshot, but there's too many angles for him to watch out for.
Alexi coming over to investigate. He'd love to pick up that AWP, and it's not risking a weapon with just the pistol, and he's just going to back away. The armor, the kit, the Molotov, it's all valuable, even though he has, what, $6,200 in the bank. Second round for Team Liquid. Nice shots from Elise. Opening up the bomb site very nicely with that kill in the pit.
Well, Liquid finally will double their tally. As far as they're concerned, it came around too late. But ENCE looking like they're going to be able to hold on to the AK-47 at the very least. Do at least bounce back, but again, I'm not completely sold on this T side. I'm hoping to see more effervescent side of Liquid. It's been super flat so far.
And interestingly enough, I mean, not buying a weapon, only having the P250 might actually help them be able to manage that kind of a loss in terms of their money. He can drop a weapon over. He's pretty rich. I mean, so is a couple players on ENCE, so they weren't exactly knocking on the door of having nothing to work with, of being reset. 4-2. Liquid trying to come back in this map, in this series. It's a 1-0 lead for ENCE, on the verge of eliminating the second best team in the world. Banana control coming in. Flashbang is going to really isolate X7, but he never turns the corner.
X7 about to get pushed by Stewie 2K. There's a Molotov there. Stewie through the flames, going to get caught by Alexi B. Excellent passage of play for the Finnish squad. And with Stewie down, really does take away a lot of their fragging power here from Liquid. On the CT side of Mirage, he was only really one of the main players that were standing tall. They could look to try and make some moves through mid instead, but ENCE have given this up. They're playing more of a passive defense. Aerial and Pit, they've got Alu over on Arch. And then once again, Sergey slap bang in the middle of A site. The nade count's starting to deplete as well here, Moses. Running a bit dry.
All they have is really one hit left. They're going to smoke off Alu, make it look like a B split, which remember they did on the pistol round. Remember they just did previously on the rifle round to get their second. The 2 rounds they've won have been those splits, so they want Alu to be nervous, and he's way more dedicated towards CT spawn. He's gone all the way through library. So a chance here for Liquid. 23 seconds left, and the hit hasn't come in yet. 2 Molotovs, that 1 smoke on Elige. That's just getting thrown out now. And here we go. That's going to be at the base of the site. Sergey still hiding in the corner. The spray comes through from Aerial. So much damage done. There is no entrance for Liquid until just now. There's time. Twist hits some stunner, and it cracks open. Just the last second.
Hanging on by a thread, but they climb their way back up. However, can ENCE shut the door in the face of Liquid? It would be another devastating loss. Naf just down to 2. They don't have any HEs, though, to play with, and he's got an AWP, so he can still pivot off and give Liquid a chance.
It's all Twist and Pit. He's got everything to do.
They try and hold the line with the AK-47. Time is dwindling. They're going to have to get a move on. Naf has gone down. Now can Twist strike twice? He's given his position away. That surely should be the end of the round. And X7 with the AK-47 is going to come out clutch.
What a big brain play. Alexi on the retake, just spamming through the wall. Naf was so low, and he doesn't even get a chance to fight for that. And seemingly with every single answer, and you just have to ask, we can't truly be memeing how easy this is for them into existence.
We've just had so many rounds where Liquid, honestly, probably should have won. You know, they should have been able to convert, connect the dots, but it's always just been a footstep away. On the other side of it, though, they could say to themselves, look, at another day, we'd actually been 5-2 in the lead here. So don't get too carried away just yet. That certainly is a nuclear warhead landing on Stewie. He's down to 47 now. And remember, he was the player that died first in the previous round.
Yeah, he tried to turn that corner at the half wall. 2 players waiting behind the Molotov. He thought he had one dead to rights. That is a lot of damage, but I don't think it can be too frustrating if you're Stewie. Just if you're going to be that player on the T side who takes banana control, you're just going to have to resign yourself to the fact that every once in a while, you're going to get hit by a lot of nades. Banana controls is theirs though, without a whole lot of a fight. We might just see them walk up and have a set piece here. Flashbangs out, Alexi's gonna drop the Molotov, and even blind, X7 adjusts perfectly. The Molotov prevents any of the trades from coming in, so it's gonna have to be late. Around the corner, Twist has one, but X7 with the AUG can't get anything more with it. It's a 3-on-3.
Oh, Alu's flicked across the Naf, though. The advantage in favor of the Finns, and Alu wasn't far off on landing onto Elige either. There is a slight gap in the smoke. Elige gonna take this opportunity to move across to the other side of the site. This could catch them off guard. Couple flashbangs though, detonate in his eyes. After turn tail and wait a couple more seconds. Alu was waiting for that peek from Banana. Nitro's been spotted, but Elige gonna hold down with the SG. He's found one headshot, but no second. Would have burnt alive anyway. And now Nitro, who gave his position away previously, has to make a move through the Molotov. It was a bit too deep. Alu lands the frag. It's gonna be very close. He's gonna hold on to this defuse. It could be a matter of milliseconds away, and Liquid are gonna get the round. How close was that though?
Oh, Nitro, that swing before the Molotov really spreads out, just trying to get the extra second, the extra jump on that, and Alu can't connect the shot. Liquid is having to work so hard for these rounds. They might get a little bit of a reprieve here. The money is low on ENCE. It's low on Liquid as well, fair play. Aerial's gonna be on a UMP, X7 on a Deagle, but the double up now. 2 AWPs come out, and this is what shut Liquid down towards the later stages of Mirage of that opening map, and it's going to start him off well here. Alu going for the follow-up, but he's got it. catches Liquid completely off guard.
Pardon the phrase, but that is incredibly ballsy from Alu down middle with the AWP, doubling up, able to escape, doesn't even lose a single point of damage. Unbelievable. Aerial's going to get tagged, but he's fine on just holding position. Alu's now making a move around the veteran. Going to be peeking in again. You can see that he's so confident in his gameplay right now. Holding the close angle. A flashbang could neutralize him though, and has just came over. He's going to miss the shot, but does have some backup in the form of Pit, which is aerial, but it is actually only a UMP, not really tailor-made for this sort of a range.
It doesn't even necessarily matter. When you have the two AWPs, if you're the guy with the UMP and the Deagle, you make sure those ops are always the ones taking contact. You want them every single time to be the first point. What is this decision for Liquid? They've had so much success getting in towards spawn in a lot of these rounds. And this is interesting. No one has eyes on it for ENCE. Despite the fact that Liquid has showed that they want to do this, that they like doing this, and they have success doing this. There's the Deagle, it's down immediately. Now the game is up. Alexi knows what's coming in AWP, and where does he position himself? Liquid have to know there's a second player here. Not a lot of utility. Oh, the missed shot. That might just seal it. Nade's gonna start ringing over. He's got 4 HP and he falls back. At least he stays alive. But ENCE, 2 men coming from CT spawn. It's the 2 ops. They're just gonna have to keep these players pinned down for the 2 players coming up banana. It's Ariel and Sergey who have to be the aggressors on the retake.
Yeah, there's no grenades either. They'd love to throw a Molotov to the back of one of these angles. Oh, Stewie uncharacteristically comes out second best in the trade, and it's down to Twists again. They know exactly where he is. He's going out there and shot. The repeat from Twists was sumptuous, and he is going to get the round for Liquid. Another super close one, though. But that is ENCE broken.
Well, we're finally, we mentioned on Mirage, Stewie was incredible, but who else was going to step up and be able to provide something? Now you're starting to see these individuals for Team Liquid. Twist, a great 1 versus 3, and a really, really tough hold in this round for Liquid, but they've finally done it. They finally stretched and grinded enough. They get an easier time of things, although remember, they did lose one of these rounds, one of these pistol rounds in the second after winning their own pistol. But this time it's not Deagles and armor and utility. There's no smokes on the end side of things to delay the hits and the choke points.
Yeah, banking more on Liquid, making some mistakes and just pushing a bit too aggressively, overextending a player or 2. P250. That is the name of the game for the Finns. Gonna smoke on to CT, could be on Coffins as well. This is where ENCE going to be starry-eyed, thinking, hold on a second, maybe they are going to push in after all. It is just the UMP in first, it's the expendable of the weapons. They've got a MAC-10 in there too. If these fall down, no big deal. Molotov's now starting to drop positions. Here comes the spray, and Alicia is going to get 2, but not a 3rd. X7 will shut him down, and this is where the House of Cards will crumble for ENCE. Liquid do pick it up just at the cost of a UMP.
Really good jump around from Alish, checking that boost as well, also spotting 2 players. That had to have been the dead giveaway that bomb site was stacked. Stewie's going to clean it up with that Galil. All tied, and the AWP, which was such an impactful weapon, is just barely in the reach of Alu. He had exactly 4750. He's got nothing behind it. But we saw, I mean, he gave him such a massive advantage that they even end up losing in that round, but he gave them a 5-on-3 with 2 opening picks. You can understand why he goes back to it even without nades and armor. Peering over the top, this might spell his doom. Here's Nap, turning the corner, he's found the entry. Do they want to press the issue? A missed shot from Alu in the armor. The lack of armor means that MAC-10 is unforgiving. Alexi B holding the angle. They're fine sacrificing 1 player on the cross without a smoke. They won't lose a second. Liquid in complete control of this round, and now they're starting to build some confidence to take those fast-paced, aggressive calls out of spawn.
Yeah, this is going to be 4 rounds in a row now, so at one point was 5-2. And with Liquid on the brink, and indeed they will convert this round, ENCE have no interest in going for it. 6 rounds already in the T-half is actually very solid. Sure, Liquid, they haven't looked great, they haven't looked at their best, but they're still getting rounds where it counts.
Yeah, we'd like to talk about those, especially considering how difficult certain halves are on certain maps. But I mean, when you're in the major, when you're facing elimination, nothing is going to feel comfortable to you. when you're in these quarterfinals, when you're Team Liquid down one map as one of the favorites of this whole event. Doesn't matter if you get 10, 11 rounds on your T side of Inferno, you're never going to be happy enough until you win the map.
So Sergey and Aerial do survive. It gives them some options. They could both drop. It wouldn't be great, though. They're in a bit of a sticky situation here, the Finns. Hence the timeout. They're going to really deliberate over this, figure out exactly what's going to come up. Sergey and Aerial could drop UMPs for masses, something like that if they do want to go for this, but they know that if they go for this force and it backfires, then Liquid are going to have a fantastic half ahead of them.
We saw them with a kind of a buy and a Mirage as well that we mentioned we'd like to see them save one more, and they ended up, I think, taking that round. So obviously, with the force buy win in the second round, they obviously have some setups for those low economy situations. This one might be tough, though. Sergey and Aerial could drop the FAMAS, still have some utility to play with. They could drop UMPs, obviously. So there's a chance here that ENCE buys up into this, but they will be missing that AWP that's been effective for them. And it looks like they're just going to drop some upgraded pistols over to their teammates. CZ on Alu, Deagle on X7. Small investment from the ENCE side.
Yeah, playing for the bigger picture rather than the here and now. Can respect that. They still have plenty of firepower too, Moses, to sting Liquid. You can't write ENCE off just yet. They're going to take the aggression, though. It's going to be Aerial going in first. Gets one. Oh, gets two! Nitro and Twists, both completely caught out in the open. The perfect start.
They had the perfect setup to counter that play, or at least guarantee a 1-for-1, or what I thought would be a guarantee. What a transfer from Aerial. That was so quick. I don't know, maybe Nitro, the in-game leader, is trying to organize something, trying to call a strategy, make sure players are doing the right thing, and just a little slow to react to the situation. But now they're in a hole. They've won a 3-on-5 before, but you don't get those often. Alu's gonna go down, even though Sergey tries to put out the flames. Liquid don't lose any health for that, and now they're just gonna march to the safe bomb site. But this is where the two weapons are. Aerial inside the site behind the boxes. Big kill for Stewie. Sergey's out in the open. His transfer doesn't work. 2-on-2, and I think with pistols and some of the damage done with this round within their grasp and salvaging the M4, I think ENCE goes for this, Vince.
If they do, they're going to have to get a move on, though. They don't have kits. They've only got the one smoke, so they're going to try and boost over. I think that would have made some noise. I'm not sure if Liquid would have heard it, though. Maybe a bit too far away. Nafly still posted on the site, going to get found, but Naf counteracts with 2 AWP shots. Nice try for ENCE in particular. Aerial did so much work, but Liquid will pick up a 7-5 lead.
So they survived losing 2 players in the first 20 seconds of the round to Aerial pushing halls. They win that round. Earlier, we had Alu with the AWP picking down mid and then picking one off an ult mid, and another 3-on-5 victory for Team Liquid. And if you all of a sudden go back to Mirage as well with the heroics that Stewie had at that A bomb site, Liquid, they have some individual efforts that are keeping them in these games, and certainly in this one, they'd stay in it, but it's given them a lead.
Again, Naf hasn't been the most consistent fragger, but it seems to come up when it really counts. Ridiculous clutch in the first map, and then 2 kills there. There's a leash, though. One of the first times we've really seen Liquid get the first couple of kills. Beautiful start, gonna open up B.
Maybe those B defenders overconfident off the basis of some of their victories in that part of the map earlier. Twist wants another go at holes, and he's gonna win that one. It's Sergey. I wonder if Aerial had mentioned that they pushed halls. Sergey goes right back forward. I mean, a 3-on-5 for the CTs. You have to try and go find some information. The fact they happen so early, Twist can be patient. So can the rest of Liquid. ENCE gonna try and consolidate this defense. Alu giving up the B bomb site, gambling at A, and he's on the hustle now. Stewie's gonna be there to push through the smoke if needed. Another missed shot for Alu, and Nitro just shuts him down. That was brutal. Nitro just swatted him aside like it was nothing.
Here's the 2 opening picks from Legion Banana. Blinking, you'd have missed it at the end. Carnage on the A side, and Liquid now with a comfortable 8-5 lead with ENCE on pistols. Confidence beginning to build. Did see a very tentative Liquid for that first map. And to be honest, the first few rounds of this one too.
They might have, I mean, as silly as it sounds, they might have been shocked by how much resistance ENCE was putting up early on in that Mirage game. How much they were fighting and trading some of those rounds back and forth. Looking much better here on Inferno for Team Liquid, starting on the offense. Liege applying a lot more pressure. This time, I mean, the good thing, the big change that we see is the T-set of Mirage, Liquid was never being the aggressor. Like, they were getting map control and they were setting things up, but they were never the ones pressing the envelope and really dictating when the action began. Here on Inferno, they're doing a phenomenal job of that everywhere across the map.
And starting to get constricted quite a bit. They can't go for those early peaks quite as often. So Aerial get a lot of success just a couple of rounds ago. But since then, it has been one-way traffic. The 4-player stack on A for ENCE may not be pressed. As Liquid start to make a move back. No, they're actually going to be joining in once again. Once this smoke clears, Alexi B may go for the peak. The CZ at this range can be an absolute tear. It can go straight through heads, multiple faces, but Stewie 2K, once again, is the talisman for Liquid. CZ comes up, but it's just too little too late. Aerial, not going to happen for him. Way too many players to contend with.
It's so important with all those crossfires that could have been set up with those CZs that you get those first kills. Stewie is not going to find the last one. I think he just realized it a moment too late. And I almost feel that they could be aggressive here and try and make sure that X7 can't keep this AK-47. They know there's going to be investment in the next round no matter what. X7's going to take that fight. Awkward spray. And 9-5 for Team Liquid. Which has been a great recovery when you consider they win the pistol and lose the second round, and they lose that really awkward 3 versus 3 that was just like this retake that came out of nowhere.
Yeah, this is now 7 rounds in a row for Liquid. So they have started to post up a very real T-half. ENCE, as you touched on, will have a buy. Alu again with the AWP. And keep in mind that he was pulling off some pretty sick plays down mid, very aggressive warping, but that has definitely slowed down somewhat. Here comes a peek again, and Liege not able to get 2. Actually, he does. The Molotov finishes off what he starts onto Sergey. And again, B site has been ripped to shreds.
Even with a third player there, Alu's going to miss his chance down mid to kind of thin out this attack. Alexi will be stuck here. And again, Liquid realized the situation. 2 kills towards B. They pull the player over and they can just pause. Minute and 15 seconds left on the clock. They know that sole B defender, if they just apply the littlest of pressure onto him without committing to a fight, they'd force him to use whatever nades he has left. And he has nothing already. He's even considering cheating over towards A. He's got to play passive in case he wants to rotate, and at least so he can hold this position of the map for his teammates to get a retake on, which is going to give a free plan over unless he gets lucky spamming through the smokes. That's kind of what he's hoping for here. Alexi going to rotate back around. Here comes the spray. At any moment, he's waiting for the flashbang. Now he's through. Stewie realizes it, can't find the kill. Even it out into a 3-on-3.
Won't be able to deny the bomb plant, but has thinned it out a little bit. No grenades other than a smoke to play with on either side.
Smoke will be for the bomb when Aerial eventually does get here. The bomb or banana?
Yeah, here's the player making a move from CT. Last round of the half, can Liquid get to double digits? Judging from their positioning, it's looking pretty good. Alexi be on 21. They're gonna have to start to make a move sooner rather than later, and Alexi's the first to fall. Should be more of the same now. Naf will get his second of the round. Alu just around the corner, will be protruding around there, but Nitro able to get him in the backside. And Liquid will pick up a 10-5 lead.
And that's the Liquid we wanted to see, showing some fortitude when things got rough early on in this half, and they close it out with an 8-0 run. That is a brilliant offense on Inferno. 10-5 in Liquid's favor, and they go over to defense. We'll see if they can bring us to map 3 when we come back for the break. And we're back. Second quarterfinal of the day. Team Liquid taking on ENCE, and they had a great first half, responding admirably to the pressure applied to their one-map deficit in this series, to facing elimination. Elige leading the way, 17-10. Some of the youngsters have come in. Twists and Naf have been so impressive. Elige has been a constant as one of the best NA players we've ever produced, and he's delivering here for Team Liquid.
Yeah, absolutely no doubt. Liquid, it was a rocky start, I think it's safe to say, but now they've certainly steadied things somewhat. ENCE could certainly put a wrench in the works, though, if they were to pick up this pistol. They'll put Liquid straight on the back foot once again. Plenty of utility, couple smokes, HE, couple flashbangs.
Ooh, the dualies on Nitro. I love that. Close up as well. Stewie's gonna be there for some bait. Oh my God, just a straight disrespectful shot to Alu's face. And now Nitro might get involved. ENCE is so close to turning this corner. He wants these dualies into the action, and he's not gonna get it either. But there they are, trading kills back and forth. Two players to defend A.
Elige was thinking about scurrying across the A, but now that there's been no more presence shown from ENCE, he can lock into position. They can get a crossfire set up fully. His teammates just hanging off the back of balcony, but Elige needs some backup right now. Twists, gonna do a lot of damage on his way down, but it's gonna fall all the same, leaving Stewie in a 1-on-2. He started things off with a right one tap, but that's gonna be ENCE. They pick up the second pistol.
Twist got so blinded by a flashbang, which is why that crossfire on balcony and sight never really had any impact. A nice response from ENCE to get that pistol. If Liquid were to get that, it might have just stretched too far away from them, but there's still danger in this next round. Liquid buying up, as you can see on the screen. Deagle, CZ coming out. Utility as well. ENCE had this exact play that netted them the second round of the previous half. Liquid merely trying to return the favor, although I think Stewie just got a little bit of a knife coming out of spawn from a teammate.
Love tap. That does put him in range of the UMPs now, actually, for... Well, he was in range anyway, pardon me. Didn't have head armor. Certainly going to sting with potential grenades fired his way regardless. This is ENCE's chance now. Their golden ticket back onto Inferno. The flashbang is spot on, but the follow-up damage not quite there. Elige is going to be found lacking. Aerial, though, did eat a bunch of damage on his Endeavor. Some nades put into place, just going to stall this push, but ENCE have plenty of time. They're okay with this. It's going to draw over a third player from Liquid in the form of Nitro. Going to join his brothers on B. This puts Twists with his back on the wall, though. He's the last line of defense on A, and he's going to start to move backwards. This Molotov's going to keep him interested, but there's really nothing he can do about stopping this.
No, and that's why you see Liquid just having 3 players over at B at the moment. They're just saying, if you come to the B bomb site, we all have a chance. If not, fair play, we get to take these into the next round and fight again. They won't have the utility. You won't see them reinvest into the smokes. But nice job for ENCE to avoid the danger. Plant's gonna go down, and this round will just kind of wind away. So it'll be 7-10 as ENCE will start climbing back into the map. But this is the more difficult side to manage, despite the fact that we just saw Liquid just run up the score in a massive way. The real test for ENCE will come when Liquid have their rifles, when they have the Molotovs and the nades to throw into the choke points, when they can actually fight for banana control.
Yeah, certainly things are going to stack up in difficulty once Liquid can get their hands on the AWPs and plenty of grenades to play with. But in terms of this round, bomb about to detonate. And Liquid will hold on to their guns and armors, and also take away some of that farming potential from the UMPs of ENCE. But 10-7, as you called, Jason, is upon us. And Liquid, well, they're not going to have another buy coming in just yet.
No, they've got to sit one more out, talk some things over. Everyone gets centered. Nitro has 4,100, so he saved everything so that he can have an AWP, I would imagine, in that first round. Well above his teammates in terms of economy. Just a couple flashbangs picked up. Stewie, fortunate not to take too much damage, and then he's going to run into the Molotov. Wants to take a surprising fight. Ariel's going to give him a couple love taps as he stands in the flames. Actually, some decent damage done, but the kills just are not landing for Liquid, and Aerial knows Alicia's pressing the issue. Down to 42, there's the nade. Alicia gets it, which has gotta maybe satisfy his obvious bloodthirst and maybe a little bit of pride.
Quench that thirst somewhat, but it's not going to do anything in terms of how this round comes down. Still firmly in ENCE's favor. A Desert Eagle for NAF. That is it. Also want to hold over and just make sure that none of Liquid come and retrieve the gun that was dropped at second mid. And it's going to take their sweet time to just make sure all these angles are covered on their approach to B. These were the win conditions. That second pistol had to go the way of ENCE. They had to navigate their way through the next subsequent rounds. They've done just that. But it's all about this next one. It's going to be a rifle round. So much on the line.
The crazy thing about that first half for Team Liquid is that winning 8 straight at the end, like, you're not even really constantly resetting your opponent's economy. They have a losing bonus for quite some time, for 3 rounds at the end, like the max losing bonus. So Liquid had to do it the hard way. If ENCE is able to maybe not go on a streak in that, ooh.
Was uncalled for, Nitro.
A lot of vegetarians here in Katowice.
UMP has been taken by NAF. Nitro switched across to the P250. So they're at least going to take an SMG out of this round. Or perhaps not. Nice spray from Alu. Does deny the UMP. Of course, they'd have had an M4 and AUG anyway. Not a huge deal for Liquid.
Yes, they're not too upset about that at all. In fact, they've probably already forgotten about it. 4 AUGs and AWP on Nitro. He's going to have to pick up the kit as well, but he's not going to. So they're going to play around with no kits whatsoever on a map where retakes can have so much impact on the game. Liquid are going to be slightly handicapped if that scenario comes up. Nitro's going to bring that up over towards the A bomb site. Might choose to get aggressive in halls. Him and Twist both doing a Twister lineup along that left wall, trying to catch him off guard. They know they like to take control here. Elige almost walks into the crosshair. He wins that battle. X7 gets away with his life, and Elige is delivering on all fronts. He's got the opening and the follow-up. Now in towards halls. X7 not expecting it. Elige is here in the quarterfinals, and he is delivering for Team Liquid. They're going to be up 11-8. This is such a huge deficit in this round. It would be massive if Sergey and Alexei are able to turn this in their favor.
Really, their mission at this stage is just inflict as much damage as possible. A 5-on-2, they've been found. For all they know, Liquid have actually pushed down Banana already and have some kind of map control. They may feel pressured to push forward here.
There's so many nades that Liquid can use to stall this out. Sergey, as the smoke clears, just crossing his fingers for a mistake, and he might have it. Ooh, he missed the timing on it, but the opportunity was there. He knows Elige wants this fight, and it's probably the best chance he has to find a kill. But Elige is just annoyingly not re-peeking into the angle.
That smoke doesn't do many favors for Sergey, and Alexei B has been caught by NAF. Sergey comes ripping out of the smoke, and Elige picks up a 4K. Exquisite work on the A side of the map.
Well, just as the smoke plumes, Alu might be a bit frustrated with that one. And Aerial maybe trying to catch him off guard, tries to surprise. 11-8. Still money for ENCE, though. Remember, they didn't take, barely any damage in those 2 rounds after winning the pistol. So they built up a lot of cash, which is going to be chewed into by Alu picking up his AWP. Him and X7 down to 100 left behind this buy.
The table's beginning to turn on the Finns. Their turn to feel the pressure. In recent rounds, Liquid have been getting a lot of the opening picks. Abruptly switching gears. And Elige has been at the spearhead of that attack. He's on 23 and 13, but here comes Sergey, looking to make a move up Banana. Getting a lot of real estate for the time being, but Liquid positioned at the backside have plenty of grenades still to stall.
Yeah, Stewie just holding a Molotov in his hand. As soon as NAF makes contact, he'll drop that to make sure nothing can come from it. Trying to do some nade and chip damage. Stewie gonna time it with that Molotov kind of slowing down. Dumping all of his utility to delay, discord, or make any attack that ENCE is setting up, just not have any kind of coordination whatsoever. Aerial and Alexi gonna start working their way up mid. Alu's joining them, but still that AWP hasn't been able to get involved. It's tough to make work, and a boost around the edge of the smoke. This could be a free kill for Elige if they don't expect it.
Made a bit of noise though, dropping down, was looking for information, gathered a little bit, 30 seconds coming up. ENCE have got to push behind this. There's so many smokes though, enough to choke on the approach. And Elige comes out and finds himself two. What a play again.
Yeah, but there's still, Twist is still all alone. Chad said it was called being on an island, and it feels so lonely. There's Naf and Nitro finally getting into the site, and Twist holds on just long enough. The flashbang doesn't work long enough. We're gonna give props, and the highlight clip will show Elige, but Twist throws a badass flashbang. That blinds both of those players on Rap side. They have no chance of taking that fight, not expecting Elige to come through that smoke.
This is Elige that is the thing of nightmares. Spins across for the second. And the rest was just a formality at that stage. Liquid open up a 4-round lead. ENCE don't really have anything to work with in terms of money. It's only Alexi B that has 4K.
Well, the tough part about that is they have the op on Alu. So they might be really tempted to invest whatever they can around that. See Alu looking back at the coach. Alexi can get the AK, Ariel can get a Galil, Sergey and X7 can get utility with pistols, so they could bring some things to fight with in this next round, but at 8-12, you're really hanging maybe your chances of coming back in this map on that by working. You can understand why there would be a timeout. Round 21 coming up. ENCE is not going to dip into the coffers and make that investment, not at this stage. Might want to expect a slower paced round, as Alu, with the only real weapon to get any kind of a pick, they might just sit back behind these nades, behind these smokes that are going to be up in the choke points and the Molotovs, and just wait for them to dissipate so that Alu can have a clear line of sight.
So much hinges off Alu's play here, though. He's had a lot of success on the CT side, but the T side is a whole different ball game altogether. You've got to carve the plays. You've got to make plays out of nothing. Just a flashbang to Alexi B's name. He's the first player to have a quick peek, though. Over on logs, can't see anything just yet. They'll have it in the back of their minds that the round prior that they were tossing Molotovs over the top around this time in the round, so they're going to have to get a grasp over Banana and make sure they don't yield it. But it's all a ploy. It's all a bit of interference because they're now starting to stack on mid. This is where Alu could shine. And have a meat shield of players just ahead of him to absorb as many bullets as possible.
Nitro just pulled off. This is a little bit scary. Actually, they're going to get right by his crosshair. That's the bomb down, though. They've got to go back for it, so it's going to give Nitro another chance, but the Deagle ends him. That's a second AWP picked up now. They would probably love to have an AK or an AUG or an M4 or anything but the AWPs. But now Elige and Twist are stuck in pit.
No grenades again, though, so they're going to have to make a move past no man's land, completely vulnerable, completely bare, and time itself becoming an enemy. Nefarious intentions Liquid have in apps and pits. Oh, the peak is going to go the way of Alu, though, leaving Twist with it all to do on his lonesome. He's not going to be able to stop the bomb, but has finalized the frags onto Alu and Sergey, and looks for another one, but Alexi B in for a 1-on-3 clutch, and they're both going to be coming from mid. Is this doable? Looking less likely as he's been tagged, and with that wing damage has to pull back, at least has his hands on the AWP. We know he can use this gun, but he's put it right between the two of them. And Stewie 2K is gonna punish ENCE and put up a 13th round on the board.
That was so dangerous, and a fair play. Twist again, another heroic effort. He just says, get the bomb planted. I don't care about the bomb planter whatsoever. I'm not gonna try and overextend to stop that. He just needed to stop the bleeding and give them a chance to win, which he did. These are great shots, and those AWPs, I mean, I mentioned would rather have an M4, an AK, or some kind of a rifle, but those AWPs when you're attacking pit are perfect. They just pinned Elige down. As soon as he goes to stop them from getting into the bomb site, that AWP is waiting for the exact peak. There he is. There's the Liquid fan. 13-8, Team Liquid seem to have grabbed a very powerful lead in this game. What can ENCE do to stop it?
Sergey waiting for a flashbang to detonate so he can go for that peak, but nothing's coming up just yet from his teammates. They have plenty of utility. Couple of flashes for X7. Could come down the timing. Shadow is going to betray Stewie 2K. Goes in far too aggressively.
Far too aggressively without clearing that corner. Just assuming that the nade work and the Molotovs did the damage they needed. Alish is going to get aggressive. He's been great with these pop flashes. Needs that kill. Transfers over. Aerial's down low. But he still maintains a one-man lead in the round for ENCE. It's Nitro and Twist to defend A, although Twist is starting to get a little bit antsy. He has to check over towards Rap side. Nitro with the op might have an opportunity to bring it into a 3-on-3. Aerial waiting so patiently in Boiler, but there it is. Nice shot from Nitro.
Alu could get sideswiped from Naf, and that's exactly what happens. Makes this into a one-dimensional take now for ENCE. They're breathing down the necks of Liquid, but Liquid have iron resolve. Extend to a 6-round lead now.
And remember as well, if you go back to the first map, Mirage, the retakes that Liquid had were so good. They obviously have a lot of faith in their ability to retake a bomb site. That's what allows NAF the confidence to come over towards A, help them stop any pressure there, leave the B bomb site alone, saying if they go there, we can either save depending on the scenario, or we're very good at retaking it. And he just gets there in time to prevent Alu from having any impact. The coach we heard in the pregame interview about Inferno just said you'll have to wait and see. Down the stretch, ENCE not putting up much of a fight. It's been early success for ENCE in each half. They had a 4-1 lead on their CT side. They win the first 3 of the second half, but it's been all Liquid outside of those stretches.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that we're still waiting here, Moses, to see what ENCE have in store. In terms of this round, it's going to be a lack of firepower for extra grenades. And hyper-aggression pushing into the arm. Stewie runs out of bullets and health.
And
but still 2 players there.
He's fine being that aggressive, although that might be too much with Naf with the follow-up into the flames as well. Stewie was fine with it because he had 2 teammates with him. Now, this is a very awkward situation. It's Nitro all on his own.
Haven't sent another player over. Alish has been tagged down to 46. He's the player on Arches. So double stacking mid. Do they go for the peak? Actually try and get round the back of the terrorists here. It's looking like they do. This is such an aggressive, brave play. Is it going to yield any rewards? Maybe Nitro doesn't need help after all, but Alexi finds the headshot. Bomb will get planted. They're not going to expect both players down Banana. Surely not. X7's going to be able to get 1, though. Vital information gathered in the process. Twist has the HP advantage, but he doesn't know exactly where Alexi B is. That grenade is going to chip him down to 20, and a Molotov behind it. That could be all she wrote for this round. Alexi has to turn tail and run away. Twist can smoke and get the defuse in amongst this. It could force Alexi B out into the open, but he is staying in position. He's calling the bluff. Twist gonna have to go back in again. Gonna hold down the defuse this time, but he's perched up. This could really mess with Alexi B's spray, and it's gonna be defused in amongst the smoke, and Alexi dies afterwards. Liquid 7 map points now.
He said he might not know where he is, but he had a read on the situation. Nades coming right back in towards Coffin. HE, the Molotov to follow it up, and Alexi, fair play, he does everything he can. That kind of a situation, 14 HP, you have to just kind of guess and say there's no way he sticks the bomb with this much time left in it. Tough scenario, but the smoke bailing Twist out. And you're exactly right. 7 chances for Liquid to close this out, bring us on to map 3, bring us on to Dust 2, the most classic of Counter-Strike maps.
Nades being exchanged, and again, ENCE come out worse for wear. Alexi has lost 1/3 of his HP in the process. This time there's no 3-player stack. It is just going to be Stewie alongside Naf, but they've been doing a pretty good job of holding for the time being. Once again, just feeling B, but they're going to be making moves on A. And they've decided now is the time to strike. Molotov will force Elige out. They may have heard a little bit of tick of damage there.
They threw that just a little bit too early. Elige uses the last second of cover from that smoke to get out of the position, and he might just actually look like he was going to go right back into it and say, you already cleared the spot. Surely you won't do it again.
What is it with Nitro and killing chickens, man?
Maybe he's more of a beef guy? I don't know. Sergey and Alexei outside of this B-bomb site.
Looking to push. Now the smoke has subsided.
There's no one actually looking at the contact. I don't know how Stewie found that timing, but he does brilliantly. He's playing anti-flash. Very fortunate.
Now Alexei B stuck between two players as he's just about to find out, but elsewhere on the map, X7 is finding entries. Elige and Twist get reeled out of the round, and Alu finds Nitro in transition. With 8 seconds left, they're gonna get the bomb planted, and Naf has a decision to make. Does he want to go for this? And the answer is no.
Yeah, don't, I mean, you have no more economy on the rest of your teammates. Save that AK-47. It's way too hard coming this far from the bomb site. So finally, ENCE by pressuring multiple points on the map. And you could see, Liquid, you could see it on the minimap. Liquid was kind of starting to cheat towards that B bomb site to begin with. They really just kind of wanted to bite on a bomb site and just stack it up and have an easy win to close this map out. But slowly progressing on towards A, 2 players attacking the B site. And Liquid didn't know where to put their defense. Nice job by X7, the openings, the entries into that A site. Great on Mirage, especially on the defense. It's 19 and 16 leading the way for his team here again.
Oh, that is a hell of a shot onto Elige. And there's a second one on Twist. We didn't see it from his perspective. But it goes to show as well, you know, great work by X7. Even though they did a good job of keeping Liquid with question marks over their heads, still, you need to get those entries connecting, otherwise it still crumbles.
You particularly like the follow-up one, because no one is going to expect, I mean, that is kind of a, I don't want to say easily held angle, but the terrorists have a disadvantage in so many different ways, so you don't often have to take that fight in that fashion as a defender. Liquid fully invested into this round. A harsh reset would obviously not be ideal, but they have the rounds to play with to get their economy back up and running to still fight. 6 rounds left in this comeback for ENCE if they want to force overtime.
Would be a good place to start, though, as you say. If they can reset the economy, Liquid wouldn't be able to fully recover for another 2 or 3 rounds. Barring some saved weapons, of course. Elige has continued to steamroll. Moves on to 27 kills. Stewie left on B. A lone sentinel. May not be called upon. As we saw previously, they like to feel this out and then go towards A in mid, but he did spot just a couple of pixels of Alu.
That light utility usage, you would imagine, is going to force this smoke out of Stewie, or excuse me, he already just used it, just placed it down. He held on to that as long as he possibly could, but the utility from the T side is just too much pressure for a sole defender. He's trying to funnel them over towards the stack on the A bomb site, and it's working. Although Nitro, tough job to do, massive damage, but that's an awkward fight for an SMG. He backs away. Now they're exposed. Naf, 3 different angles if he peeks up where he can dive from, and he's not even going to get a chance to take a shot. Elige with 1, but Twist in the bomb site holds on. X7 now, the last one in. Doing great damage, but he's dinked, and Stewie all alone in a 1-on-2.
Yeah, very unfortunate just to have a USP. Wish he had anything else. Any other pistol, and that headshot would have been a confirmed kill. But now Stewie, we know he's the smoke criminal. Decides against it, though.
He tried to go through that before in the pistol round, and they had it covered. No kit.
Time ticking away. Second smoke will be deployed.
And that's the sign. You can't do anything about that. Another hard-fought win for ENCE as they close the gap. They're up to double digits. It's 10-15. And again, it's X7 delivering 3 kills this time.
Yeah, this man deserves a medal. He is ripping through the entries here on Inferno. Up to 22 kills. Chunk of ADR. He was the player on default. He did get dinked. It was kind of unfortunate for Elige. He had good aim, but didn't have the firepower to supplement the headshot. However, Liquid on the back foot, it's only going to be Stewie with any weapon to play with. There is a Desert Eagle for Elige, a P250 for Twist, but that is it.
At this stage in the game, you minimize your investments. If you're Team Liquid, you just get that. You try and have as many buys with rifles and full utilities you possibly can, so you really don't want to spend a whole lot on buying the extra pistols and the extra flashbangs and smokes in these rounds. Stewie's going to have to be very mobile. The only reason I believe Nitro picked up that smoke was for the B-bomb site. Oh, great damage from Stewie. Would have loved that kill. Actually, not as bad as I expected. Oh, that's a double nade. Nitro catches both.
Straight up carpet bombed on CT side. And with smokes behind it, not much that NAF can do. Here's a position on the CT. Stewie, though, could potentially get a kill if they try and boost up on the boxes, which is where he's currently looking towards.
Might as well save this gun if you're Stewie.
Yeah.
Your team is going to need you to probably, he's going to have to be the one to have a kit utility as well. If there's any kind of retake coming in, they need that. And they also would love to have this AK-47, so they found Aerial that's overexposed. What a great management of his flank. Alu coming, joining up, is going to push away the danger.
That is vital weaponry that is not going to be on their hands. Keep in mind, it wasn't just the AUG, it was Kevlar as well. That's a bunch of money that he's going to have to replenish now and spend in the next round.
And finally, ENCE fans have something to be happy about. 3 in a row, 11-15. And Liquid again, I mean, especially with Stewie, as you said, losing that AUG right at the end. They might want to save one more. They're right on the edge. This might just be a half investment from them. Pistols and light armor and some utility to stall things out. And just investing as that losing bonus builds. But what was once 7 rounds that Liquid had to close this map out is now just 4. And you've got to start feeling the pressure the deeper this comeback goes. ENCE making things happen right at the end. A chance still, a slight chance to knock Liquid right out of IEM Katowice in the quarterfinals if they can force this to overtime.
Four rounds shy of overtime on the Finnish side of things. There is going to be Mag 7 and pistols, as you say. It's going to be more of a half bite, just to give Liquid a real meaty one to use in round 28. Early damage has gone the way of ENCE onto Elige.
And X7 heard that, which is why he uses the nade, why the spam comes in a bit more aggressively. So Elige and Twisters back away.
As they've dipped down into a half-buy, though, it means that they all have smokes to play with, so they can really stall this round for ENCE. They're going to have to be careful in how they manage their time here on the T side. There's the first on B. I have no Molotovs, but a few flashbangs in play too.
Naf is going to rotate over, at least for the moment. He threw the deep smokes. Stewie still has one and a shotgun, so they can leave him alone at the B bomb site. That means they can stack here towards Hey, but Elige has just caught a little bit of damage. Every decision he's made has whittled him down further. Has to use that pillar for cover. When that smoke fades, he'll have nothing, and it doesn't even fade, and he still goes down. Naf and Nitro, a stack on ramp side. They're going to have to give that up and be more centralized to the bomb site, but no one defending in pit. No chance for a crossfire.
20 seconds. These next couple kills could very well finalize this map if they go the way of the CTs. And Twist and a CZ come in massively. He can't get his hands on the AK though. But Naf, still laid in wait, gets caught by Sergey. Meticulous on the approach on A. Leaves no corner unchecked. And that's the round done. ENCE pick it up. Really important Sergey check there, because if he didn't and Naf picked up a kill, there was about 7 seconds left in the round.
I'm surprised with that much time that Naf didn't just take a peek. He was waiting for the bomb to go down. Hear the plant sounds. All right, Spodek, 12-15. Another chance for ENCE, but this will be the strongest buy they've encountered in some time. Liquid can close it out right here. Do you want a third map, Katowice? Mixed feelings across the board. Molotov's out, banana control for Team Liquid. That deep smoke is gonna scare ENCE away for the moment. Great nades though, deep down to Alu. That AWP on this D side, we've seen it before. It has not been effective in this half. Going back to it, perhaps a risk. Maybe he's discovered something he can exploit, but Sergey at least is gonna be forced away from his aggressive stance. Solo, and oh, he still gets it. An awkward fight for Stewie to select.
It's surprising with so many grenades being exchanged with the two teams that he actually goes for that peek. They had no control over Banana whatsoever. Sergey's low. I mean, the advantage is firmly in the hands of ENCE now.
Yeah, it really is. They don't have to apply any more pressure. They can just let this 4-on-5 be difficult. Some spam coming through. Nitro's standing his ground for the moment. He wants to find the equalizing kill, and he almost got it. Alexi is tagged to 37, but he's going to be happy with that result. Even with the loss of HP, he's at least forced Nitro deeper into the B bomb site. It'll make Liquid more nervous to keep 3 players at A the longer this round goes. You could see Naf cheating in spawn. He wants to be as close to the B bomb site while still defending A.
Yeah, they need to put the feelers out and get the early alarm bells ringing so the rotation can come into effect. But with smokes down, Nitro can't see anything. And now Naf has moved into a more stationary position. Gonna start to move back again. 20 seconds now. Nitro gonna get smoked out. The call's gonna come through. Elsewhere, Twist has done damage. Twix 7 finishes him off. Nitro alive. A couple seconds longer than I anticipated. That's just enough time to take down Sergey. But a 3-on-3 retake with Alu pushed up close. Will Naf check it? No, he doesn't. ENCE in prime position to pull us 1 round closer. And the Legion Twists have a vast uphill climb against them. Would have to be a Herculean effort, and Legion's been found. Twist, all that remains, has got 1. About half the time left on the bomb. Doesn't have a kit, doesn't have any life. And Liquid gonna have to save 2 more rounds.
They don't have 2 more rounds to save. They'll have to do a half buy here, and the next round will be the final chance to avoid overtime. Liquid just crumbling under the pressure that ENCE is applying. The crowd wants overtime. The crowd wants ENCE to have another chance to eliminate Team Liquid. A 15-8 lead has dwindled to 15-13. But aggression. Oh, this could catch ENCE off guard. Alu's looking for it. The most experienced player. That smoke is going to signify everything he needs to know. Oh, the barrage of nades. It does damage, but no kill.
No kill now. Liquid have to make a very quick rotation round just in case the B hit was incoming. Of course, we can see that ENCE. Yeah, just sat back. Going to reserve it once more. They know the pressure's on Liquid at this stage. They're going to have a lack of utility. They can't fend off the B hit forever if they decide to push this. Double nades, no one's home for Liquid though. That was behind the wall just to make sure that Stewie, who's been there quite a few times, isn't going to strike from close range. Speaking of Stewie, he has the mag 7. Bit of unnecessary damage to Sergey. He's down to 61. Can the Desert Eagle and Mag 7 hold the line for Liquid?
Naf just aiming too deep. Predicting an angle. Gets eliminated before he can take it. That's going to give ENCE cause to scratch their head and just take a breath. 30 seconds left in the round. They're going to stay in banana. They just want to check their flank. They have no presence on the other side of the map, so they don't want to go back into it. Stewie, a chance with the shotgun. He gets the first, but great trade from Sergey. So important he gets that. No chance for Nitro and Twist to go for the retake. You have to think that they're just going to save the armor. ENCE is going to be on 14. 6 in a row now for the Finnish side, and we go to round 30. We get the full map and a chance for more. Liquid, one more chance. You want to talk about ENCE catching Liquid completely off guard in this series. Such a huge favorite, Team Liquid is the second best team in the world. Favorites in a lot of people's minds to make it to the grand final. Some even saying win the entire event. You'd think that a team with that kind of a pedigree, with how good they've been for over a year, would be able to close this out in one of their 7 chances. This is the last one they have.
There we have it. The confirmation that we are heading to the final round of regulation. I don't think that they've just caught Liquid off guard. I think they've caught every single team off guard with this performance. This is going to send shivers down the spine. And in terms of the last buy, Liquid going to be able to get a bunch of weaponry at their disposal. Do they go for AWPs? I mean, you'd expect that they're going to go for at least one, maybe in the hands of Nitro.
They've wanted it in his hands, but it hasn't been super impactful, so they're not going to go that route. 5 AUGs being picked up. One last timeout. There's one remaining for Team Liquid, but one last timeout of regulation. You can see Adren talking, passing on information that he's seen as Liquid select the defensive setup they have the most faith in. One more chance to bring us to a third map, or else in overtime, you're fighting for your tournament life.
With the momentum well and truly stacked against you, and how the last bunch of rounds have gone, a plethora of terrorists look to engage up Banana. Gonna be greeted by Molotovs, nades, flashes, taking a lot of damage in the process, but we've seen this happen before, and still have found the entries.
But at least, unlike the previous buy they had just 2 rounds ago, a round ago, Stewie doesn't get picked off, so they can go into the mid-round of this Inferno, of this final round of the map with a 5-on-5. But that early pressure that ENCE, when they're able to get Car that quickly, smoke is forced out of the defenders early just to delay things. And it is going to be a hit towards this B bomb site. ENCE have found their weak point with X7 pressuring A. He's had success there. They want a hit here. And Stewie, a chance.
Flash into Molotov, he's gonna start to burn alive. Can't get anything with the AUG, and although there's so much damage across the terrorists, they have the player advantage.
I think Stewie was distracted that Molotov was not put out as quickly as possible. Naf was all the way back in CT. Spawn, that needs to be a kill, and it is for Alu! A 5-on-3 now for ENCE, in overtime looking much more likely.
Can Naf dig deep into his pockets and pull out another miraculous clutch? Liquid desperately need it to take us to a third. There's the first. 2 players funneled into Dark. That flight's gonna go for the repeat, does damage, goes back in for seconds and lands, but he's gonna have to pick up 2 more. In 2 separate angles, not gonna happen, and ENCE will come back into overtime.
They've come all the way back. 8-15, and ENCE find the recipe for victory. They rattle off 7 straight, and Liquid have to be stunned. The crowd on their feet, they're loving this display, this performance from the underdogs. And after this, it's not gonna be too much longer that you can consider them underdogs. This is one hell of a performance. They have looked Liquid, they've made Liquid look uncoordinated, like they're miscommunicating during a lot of these steps. And you have to say Elige really cooled off towards that 15A lead. I mean, he was up in the mid-20s of kills, and he's only been able to rattle off, what, 4 or 5 since then. Another opening kill for Alu, and the aggression doesn't pan out. Now Elige is stuck in no man's land. He gets away. But again, back foot, Elige gonna go for the peek. Ariel's waiting for it, he's so close. There's the flashbang, Ariel must have that kill, and he's got it. Another one for Alu. An attempted coordinated pinch towards mid, and Liquid is brushed aside.
Stewie could get caught. Alu's so close, battle of the AWPers, Alu finds Stewie, and Twist cannot hold. ENCE take the lead. This would have to go down as a monumental upset if ENCE pull this off.
Well, Liquid 15-16, and this is a must-win round. Overtime rules, you start with 10,000, you get 3 rounds per half. If Liquid lose this, they have no money with which to fight in the third. And then you're facing elimination. You have so many ways in which you could be eliminated from this event. ENCE perhaps shocking the Counter-Strike world.
Liquid stunned. They have to try and wake themselves up here. The last 7 or 8 rounds must feel like a flash in the pan for Liquid. It just disappeared. Suddenly, from a 15-8 lead, they trail 16-15 in overtime.
I mean, all this talk about in-game leaders, and you're going to have to tip your cap to Alexi. A phenomenal T-side and Mirage rattle off 8 straight T rounds on Inferno to get us to overtime, and now leading in towards overtime with that first round picked up. He's got his team playing so well.
And the crowd trying to rally the troops of ENCE. Just shy of 40 seconds, solid flick from Nitro. And alleviate some of the pressure on A, which is building. A Legion, meanwhile, using the smoke in here. Footsteps finds one. This is where he struck so many times to the CT side, but Alu will find him. Downside is that ENCE are a player behind with 20 seconds to go. Are they moving a second player off B? No. Finally, they realized Naf needs to come straight back. Spray through the smoke's not going to yield the frag, and the bomb will get planted.
Naf's playing timid. I'm surprised he didn't get aggressive and get control of construction. His teammates are flanking, but Alu's got a pretty deep angle with that AWP. He's going to have to manage his attention. Nitro, 1 flash, 1 HE grenade. Naf and Alu still stalemated until just now. He got bored of that. Twist has an angle, and Alu cannot react in time. It's just down to Alexi. 1 versus 2 for the map, and it's not going to happen. All tied up 16s, and Liquid avoid that disaster of running out of economy.
So here we go, final round of the first half of overtime. And it took a pretty slick retake for Liquid to even get on this half in the first place. You have to remember that in regulation, Liquid put up a chunk of rounds. I believe it was 10 on their T side. So you have to think they're going to have quite a few things up their sleeves. Double Molotovs have been deployed at the top of Banana, 1 for either team. Banana completely on fire. No chance of either team to really take over from this. That grenade could do quite a bit of damage though. Oh, lands in the face of Alexi B. Here comes another one. It's a hail of grenades. It's delayed, but it's really chunked down ENCE.
This is dangerous though. Stewie's died a couple times at Banana early that has really cost them rounds. This time it's Nitro. And with that boost, Sergey knows there's a second. Twist needs to have a big round. That's the bomb on the floor. Down to 2 HP, and he's gonna back off, and they've gotta be careful. Alu's gonna peek out. There's the nade. ENCE opens up a bomb site, and Alu closes it back down. It's just Stewie with an op.
Waiting for Sergey to show his hands. What a shot onto Sergey, but it's got 3 more to find, plus a bomb to defuse. Does have a kit. Gonna go for this, of course, and it's the last round of the overtime. Hoping that ENCE push out a player. Protrude around the corner, taking a bit of damage from the Molotov is going to allow the T's to know where he is. And ENCE will lead after the first half of overtime, 17-16.
They certainly caught on to something they could exploit on this T side. It took a couple of rounds for them to find it, but they've done such a good job. 9 of the last 10 rounds played have gone to ENCE on the offense. Now remember, it's not over yet. Liquid rattled off 10 of their own rounds on offense. Not an easy thing to do.
You beat my team. I didn't know where that was going.
Liz, I imagine Natsu somewhere in this arena running up front to say yes. Here we go. Look at this risk from ENCE. 3 players, 4 players at the B bomb site to initiate, stopping any kind of a fast play. Alu's the only one for the moment defending A. That half of the map, there's no pressure applied anywhere from Liquid. They stay far back at the beginning. Alicia's gonna be stuck in front of the smoke. He's the only Liquid player with anything to do. There's the nade work, double nade down, and he's caught.
So good. They could see the Molotov kept him in logs. They knew he couldn't move. Excellent opening pick, and now that Alu is feeling it, he is going to be an absolute monster on this CT side. They're starting to get some inroads through on Pit, but it's all on Twists. What can he feasibly do? There's the first, but it's at the cost of half of his health.
Bomb's down at top mid as well. It's down in brackets. He's got to go back for it, but Alu, who's already got 2 kills, is waiting. And he's even got Alexi in the halls to just be a nuisance. This is going to be so difficult for Twist.
Can he hit the first? Oh, he's been caught from the side. Alu shot out, and Alexi B finishes off the rest. It's now Liquid's turn to sweat. 2 match points for ENCE.
This is unbelievable. Liquid just 1 round away from being eliminated in the quarterfinals here at the Spodek. ENCE has been so phenomenal in this game. You have to give all credit. This is not a matter of Liquid not performing on this map. They had 7 chances to close this out, and ENCE responded each and every time. Now in overtime, not playing like a team filled with guys who have never been here before. 18-16. ENCE about to knock the North American hopes and dreams out of this major.
Liquid hoping that someone can thaw out this very cold start to the overtime and finish strong. Everything points to ENCE getting over the finish line now. The momentum well and truly behind them. This is a very similar position to where Elige lost his life in the round prior. Stewie 2K is going to have to be careful. Maybe why they're putting the smoke down, just to allow him to force his orb up the top of Banana, but no one's peeking. ENCE playing this one passively. They've drawn out a lot of grenades from Liquid as well. Stewie has nothing left.
He's even got the AWP on the T side. Seen some good shots from him with it. You can see he wants to be aggressive with it. But a change of approach, at least for Stewie. The new addition. Perhaps getting a lesson in the Liquid curse here at this major. Here we go, taking mid. That smoke is going to shy him away though. Twist does not want to commit without his teammates. 43 seconds on the clock. Liquid have gained nothing but banana control. Now they've given it up. This is a huge stack for ENCE. It all comes down to this.
35 seconds. Is this the end for Liquid in Katowice? Alu, 32 kills to his name's gonna add another one, and here's the crossfire. Alu with 2. This could be all she wrote for Liquid. 20 seconds left, and Alu chipped in for a 3rd and a 4th. ENCE have done it. They pulled off the upset.
The better team today, and ENCE eliminates a tournament favorite right at the start of the playoffs. The number 2 seed, the number 2 ranked team in the world. And ENCE doesn't blink, ENCE doesn't care, and it's easy for them down the stretch. 7 rounds they had to come back in regulation. 7 in a row. And the Finns are moving on to the semifinals.
Unbelievable scenes. They're gonna face Na'Vi, and you wouldn't put it past them in that form to go one step further. Incredible result.
Well, we have the experts, we have the desk ready. I'm sure they're just as shocked as we are. Take it away, boys.
You know what, Jason? I think you're absolutely right. The spaceship's flight this evening has experienced some absolute major turbulence. And stomachs, motions, all that, it's all in a twist. And pick'ems around the world shattered. F's to pay your respect.
Yeah, Jason said it. ENCE didn't blink. They embraced the stage. I thought they'd crumble, but they enjoyed it. They reveled in it. And the fact that they took it back in that form, got to overtime, and just outclassed Liquid.
15-8, rattling off 7 straight T rounds when Liquid has such a strong economy built. by such a young team. Everything I know about CS just thrown out the window today with this victory by ENCE.
Right out the window. I mean, we built up Liquid to be that surefire victor, and that's just not the case today. Not the case at all.
No.
ENCE having come in here and having put on a composure like no other.
Yeah, I think the fact that they've shown this on the stage, that was my, biggest issue with this team. They're so young, they're so inexperienced, and the fact that they're able to do it, sure, Liquid had to help out Trace. They had to make some misplays, some indecision, some hesitation, but ENCE, amazing stuff.
Well, the hesitation, in fact, did play out there for ENCE in their favor. And we're going to continue to play this one out because we're not done hearing from them. We're going to check in down there and see what they've got to say on the backside of this victory.
Alexiv, how does it feel to put up the biggest upset of the major?
Feels fucking awesome.
And how did you lead your team to mount that comeback? That was insane.
We had like 8 rounds. I just told the team that we're gonna play default every round from now on. And we just did, and every round we had a good flow. Everybody had their moments and just feel awesome.
Are you surprised Liquid were unable to disrupt that flow?
A bit surprised, yeah.
And I have to say, the crowd was entirely on your side. Did that help your cause tonight? In fact, you know what, Alexiv? I'm going to stop talking. I think you should address your fans.
Thanks for everyone who's been cheering. Thanks for my family and my girlfriend.
I think there's a few hearts breaking in Twitch chat right now. Alexiv's girlfriend, very lucky woman. Na'Vi tomorrow. They were not expecting to face you. Are you going to surprise them in that semi-final?
I'm pretty sure they're scared at the moment.
Simple. He's crying at home over his computer. And Twister said there were 4 things that you aim to do here at the Major. You completed 3 of those things. What is the 4th thing that you still have to achieve?
Tuodaan se poika kotiin.
I think I might need a lesson in Finnish. What did you say, Alexiv?
We're gonna take the trophy.
Tarila Tavan! Let's head back to the desk to talk about that insane game.
An insane series overall, and what was the big picture all coming together there for ENCE after having just a turbulent showing there in the second half. And of course, we have to talk a little bit about what is the Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel power play, and it's not going to be from the side of ENCE. I'll make it that easy for you.
The Mountain Dew Amp Game Fuel power plays.
If you missed this, I don't know what you're doing, but we're going to break down the NAF play on Mirage. Now, sure, they didn't win the game, but let's get stuck into this. This first kill from NAF, it doesn't seem like a lot. He gets boosted on up, and he gets a chance to take a pick onto the B bomb site. They're in a 2-on-5 situation, and ENCE are playing this perfectly. So any second, Twister's going to do the job, he's going to boost NAF up, and NAF is going to make something spectacular happen. From his POV, it doesn't look all that exciting. Check this out. There's the kill, but what I want to show you is how it actually looks from the view of Alexi here. Now, he was just on the stage giving a bit of an interview, but in this moment, he had no idea what happened. You can see he's going to scope in, he's ready and waiting. They're playing fundamental Counter-Strike right here. Next minute, boom, headshot, he's done. Check this out. He's going to get taken out with no idea what's happened. Now, we're going to go to NAF's position when he's pushing in for the next set of frags. He's now running into the site, making lots of noise. X7 has the jump on him. Pre-spams, the flick's there. He gets the kill, the bomb goes down. Check this out from the view of X7 as well. He has all the advantages in the world right here. He's in the position, ready to make the kill, and this would have stopped any chance they had. He goes down. Now we're going to watch what unfolds after the bomb gets planted. NAF's going to plant the bomb. He's doing all the work. Twist with a second boost in the round. Now, I want you to look at this little detail, right? If we just go back by 1 second here, you're actually going to see that boost means that if anybody's watching from kitchen, they can't see them jumping up towards the van. We'll play this one out. The boost comes in. He's going to get a free kill over towards kitchen. Ariel has no idea he's going to be there. Jumps down into the site. Now he's repositioned once more. They don't know where he is, and he has to find the last 2 kills. Those first 3 kills were perfectly played, and now he's given himself a very winnable situation. It's going to be number 4 coming in any second. And now he's going to use their smoke against them, lying in wait. NAF playing this one to perfection, giving himself an absolutely amazing round that will go down in the history of Counter-Strike. And that is your Game Fuel power play.
That's right. That's a power play if I've ever seen one, although it all kind of is in vain. Either way, still masterfully done there by
I think
Nav.
that does a great job showcasing, though. Liquid had so many rounds they won off individual skill that they probably shouldn't have won. ENCE was by far the better team today. It wasn't even close.
This was a whitewash if you look at how well ENCE played as a team.
Yes.
You know, in that Inferno game as well, on that T side for Liquid, they had 2 rounds in a row that they should never have won. It was individuals stepping up and doing brilliant things, but ENCE, they didn't get broken. I thought those rounds would have crushed them.
And I might just go ahead and throw the name out there rather than any sort of sentence leading into it. Alu.
Yeah, okay. We know what he can do on Inferno, but he really stepped up and he led by example here. His impact with the AWP, especially on the CT side, it was phenomenal. I'm almost lost for words. I never expected this to go this way, especially a 2-0.
Their banana control on T side to bring when they brought it back from 15-8 was incredible. I don't think there was one round that Liquid had banana control. Just constant deaths. ENCE was just dominating them at banana the entire game.
That's one of the rounds right here. This is a twist 1-on-3. This was followed by another situation. That was a 5v3.
That was a 5v3 where Ala got 2 picks.
It's just crazy that ENCE were able to weather all of that and still be able to get a victory here. I mentioned it before, all the mistakes, and Liquid had to do a lot of things wrong to allow ENCE to get to this point. But ENCE are the ones who you should be expecting to make mistakes, not Liquid.
Right, and speaking of Liquid, we can't just ignore what is the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
This is a major disappointment for Team Liquid. And in fact, a team that was very well favored to win this whole thing, potentially even finding themselves in a grand finals against Astralis. That's all gone now. That's all
They've ruined the storyline, haven't they?
Devastating loss.
We were painting it when with the bracket games won and both teams went 3-0. It's like, oh, it's the dream run. Now they can get to the final.
Yep.
But ENCE are scary. Like Alexi's right. They, Navi should be scared.
They definitely should be, because what we've seen out of ENCE from when they were down 0-2, 1 map, 0-7, they haven't lost a single map.
Oh my God. That's a lot of wins on the trot. Oh boy, I'm not quite sure, if going into, it's going to be Saturday, right, for the semis, they're going to have the crowd behind them. They're going to get a real opportunity here to feel what it's like to have thousands of people cheering for them.
Yeah, and it was actually kind of surprising to see just how many ENCE fans in the audience.
Yeah.
Of course, they have taken the entire internet over via memes, but now it's really transferring. It's really on land at this
point. Do you think Natu's still alive? Has anyone checked on him?
We might want to check a heart rate, kind of see where he's at when it's all said and done. Rounding out that conversation, we do have the opportunity to catch up with some more people down there on the show floor. So let's see what Frankie's got for us.
Twist, thank you for joining me here. Talk me through what happened in that match.
I think we really overthought our own game plan. We prepared, watched all our demos. They pretty much did everything we exactly expected them to. And the thing about when we created a game plan, we really just saw what they did and didn't really plan for what they were doing. That's kind of what it felt like. Of course, it's super disappointing, but I don't want to discredit them winning. Obviously, they played really well. They hit all their shots, and they deserve it. They're here for a reason. And obviously, we didn't deserve the day. And with how we're looking, I don't think we're going to deserve it anytime soon. So
I wouldn't want to say that, though, because you've got Stewie 2K, and it seems like he's the missing puzzle piece that Liquid have been looking for. So a bit more practice and a bit more working on those new strats with your new coach, Eric. And we could see you beating Astralis one day, don't you think?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we did it a month ago, but of course, with this loss, people are probably going to think that was part of the honeymoon phase, and that was a fluke. But we're here to prove that it wasn't a fluke, so in coming events.
Oh, Twist, I'm not going to be burning my Liquid jersey anytime soon, my friend. So go and join your team, and thank you so much for talking to me today. And remember, top 8, baby. It's not bad.
Yeah, I guess.
Thank you. Let's head back to the desk.
Yeah, top 8 is not where Liquid wanted to find themselves in the outcome of this major. I don't think anyone could have put this as a possibility within the realms of any of their brackets. And when I said your pick'ems were all ruined, so are mine.
We're sitting here astonished. Who's probably taken a deep breath is Astralis, because the only team breathing down their neck at any point was Liquid.
That's right, Chad, and you say that because the brackets are playing out just like this. Navi, having 2-0'd FaZe Clan earlier, put themselves into a semi-final position against ENCE, who have just recently found that seat there, and uncomfortably so, they're still sitting down nonetheless. That's a semi-final on its own. Now, we can talk a little bit about tomorrow before we wrap it all up here. MIBR and the Renegades, and you do have Astralis strawless in the Ninjas' pajamas.
Look, with the MIBR Renegades game, I had no faith in the Renegades just purely because I thought Pedigree was going to, shine. Well, right now it's proven to us that Pedigree maybe isn't going to shine tomorrow.
Overrated, apparently. It doesn't matter if you've seen the stage before.
Yeah.
No, the Renegades haven't come in red hot, and I think also another storyline, another team that has shook the world here in Katowice. Guys, any closing thoughts before we get out of here?
I am just baffled.
Honestly,
That's it. That's all I got.
I have to give so much credit to ENCE and the organization for the turnaround of this team in such a short amount of time. The fact that they've found themselves in the semifinals is a testament to how much work they put in, and you can see it in their gameplay. So hats off to them.
Hats off to them, and we were going to be putting our hats back on as it's time to exit the building. First, I need to tell you about what matches you have tomorrow. MIBR versus Renegades is going to be kicking us off, and this is going to be that of Astralis and the Ninjas in pajamas. After that, we'd have some more quarterfinals coming your way, but first, we all need to get a little bit of breath. We all need to take a fresh one and just sit back and reel in what just happened, trying to understand how Liquid are out so early. That is going to be the question of the hour. But for now, that does it. We'll be back tomorrow. Make sure you're here with us. We got some more quarterfinal action coming your way.